Mm, hello. um, I just started watering, so anyway, um, this feels like it's gonna be like a heavy reading, okay? There's been a lot of different conversations that I've been having today where it seemed kind of random, but it was like the same type of conversation. Um, oh wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna read this in a second, but let me see. There's been a lot of conversations about like the Bible and how to take it, and whether you can, because based on all the negativity in the world, or like what's even said in the Bible in different ways and stuff, but like it's been seemingly like a question that's coming up, whether it's about religion, spirituality, the Bible, but like also the connection to God in that way. So it seems like it's like, and then I was looking at this like banned books right here. So there could be a lot of, based on the awareness of how things have been shifted and altered. There's a deepening question of how to really embrace this truth, or the truth that could be within it, when that how many different ways it's been altered. But anyway, this says right here, there are two ways of seeing, with the body and with the soul. Okay, so it seems like it's like really kind of pertinent at this point. But there could be a need for people to really kind of open themselves up in a way that is, educating themselves from a viewpoint of, allowing the awareness to go through your, the outlook of love, and, through your heart in a way, instead of it being like this oppositional force that you need to scrutinize. It's like there's a need to create an awareness of the symbolism that, and the resonance of how these different scenarios are making you feel, So anyway, let's see what's happening. It definitely seems like a heavy situation. We got the Nine of Pentacles, okay, and the Queen of Cups. And what's interesting is all these conversations were, male focused. So there could be a need for an altered perspective when it comes to a masculine point of view. But we have the Nine of Pentacles right there. That was kind of showing, somebody could be feeling contentment within themselves and their awareness, what it is that they've formed and created, and, how it is that they are, building for themselves. Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. They just keep coming out. Okay, let's see. I don't know how those went. Okay, put these over here. So let's see what we got here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Magician. Okay, so excuse me. Somebody could be getting to a greater awareness and stability and maturity within the position that they have formed. Okay, really kind of embracing their role in a situation, and they could be moving forward in a way that is much more emotionally fulfilling. Okay, there's let me see. With there could be a lot of more cooperative dynamics when it comes to what the truth is in a certain connection. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. I was reading this as Pentacles initially, and it's the King of Swords. So I'm like, oh, wait a second. But so there could be this kind of like, altered perspective where you feel that there is this kind of like stability within someone, like how I was saying, like conversationally. You could be, having a conversation where you feel that there is a true kind of like solid ground that you can both be, launching yourselves off of. And then you could kind of be getting to a greater truth or recognition, excuse me, when it comes to the type of minds that you're dealing with. How there could be people who are like seeing things in a way that are only mental and not allowing for a greater stability within their awareness themselves. Okay, excuse me though earlier. But okay, so you could be getting to a stable position for yourself, and really kind of getting to a position where you can express your truth more openly when it comes to people who are scrutinizing the situation. And with the 10 of Wands and the Magician, you could be dedicating yourself to what it is that you're truly forming and creating at this time. You could have been standing your ground with the education that you formed for yourself, and being able to really combat the different conflict that you have coming at you in different ways. I can't remember which one. Okay, let me start over here. So let me see. So there's, like with these dynamics, like I was saying, with this awareness of, what people are trying to get to a greater depth of understanding within these subjects, you could be in a position where you are able to really kind of create and form more intentionally with the knowledge that you have, and be able to stand your ground in a way that you have a true sense of backing within yourself, and within the awarenesses that you formed and how it is that you're expressing. Okay, so we got the 6 of, let me see, Swords. You could be moving forward, recognizing how you could have been restricting yourself when you were going inward and really kind of getting to this greater awareness within yourself, like these greater truths. Okay, and you could be ready to walk away from different loss in your life, moving more lovingly and moving in a way that you are really kind of receiving a complementary expression back. Okay, instead of holding on to negativity, you could be really closing out different cycles of pain and difficulty, getting to a greater sense of courage and strength within yourself, and moving in a more healed and aligned way that could be, helping you to recognize that the actions that you've been taking are leading you towards, divinely guided connections, and moving forward towards a greater sense of like a confirmation of an inner truth, of what you can be devoting yourself towards. And we have the Judgment card right here, and the Temperance. So there's like a greater alignment that could be coming in into your life, where you are really creating and forming the environment that you could be appreciating on a deeper level. That could be great, like creating let me see, a new kind of like joyful spark within you of what it is that you're really wanting to immerse yourself within, fill yourself up with more intentionally, and engage in. Okay, you could be illuminated to the fact that like the way you're moving and what you're being guided towards is bringing you towards like a wish come true. Okay, and you could be slowly moving in a way that is moving forward towards what you feel is purposeful. Okay, you could be creating momentum while navigating through deceptive qualities and the outlook of loss or lack. And you could be moving forward into a, brand new beginning, closing out cycles as well. And then we have, let me see if these are, what was that? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you could be, all right, so there's like a transitional type of dynamic that's going on with, opening yourself up to a more emotionally fulfilling beginning. And you could be more intentionally moving through what could have been perceived as illusionary dynamics previously with a greater conviction and alignment. Okay. And what is this right here? All right, we got the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Cups. So you could be moving into, like a new beginning where you're really embracing a more abundant, let me see, like a greater sense of abundance basically into your physical world. And you could be knowing that you are aligned in a way that is not only nurturing yourself but others, while you've followed your intuition. It's like you knew that you're going to be leading yourself towards this greater fulfillment, and you could be moving in a way or kind of getting to a position where you're receiving the confirmation of what it is that you've been desiring of. Okay. What's interesting is I kind of just noticed that I made this like the shape of like a little castle with these. It's like, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's like these like 3 spots going up. Anyway, so you could be kind of recognizing that you have, formed the kingdom that you're truly desiring in your life, that you could recognize that you've paid attention to your intuition, you've aligned, and nurtured yourself in a way to get to a greater fulfillment within your emotions. And you're really bringing this new shift and change physically into your world. Okay. So, let's see. What you've learned has created a balance in you and brought a new sense of color into your life. Okay. There could have been, a lot of work that you put into a different situation, maturing and growing. And you could have a more innocent expression within what your, joy and innocence is, like, and how you're expressing yourself. And you could be moving confidently forward into more celebratory and successful positions. Okay. We got the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So there could be a greater sense of stability that you have, not only within yourself, but within kind of the environments that you are surrounding yourself in. 2 of these have, well, actually, let's see, 3 of these, all of them, never mind. They all have they're all standing there or sitting basically with, something that they're reading, paying attention to, or wanting to present in some type of way, right? And, there could be, collaborative, there could be collaborative outlooks of, what information people are gaining. Okay. But like, so there's, there could be new awarenesses that are formed that create a greater stability, skill, mastery, and preparedness. Hold on. Yeah, preparedness when it comes to, how people are moving forward, and really, hold on a second. Okay, well, I keep reading these wrong right here. It takes me a second, so I'm like, wait, what's happening? So, there could be, certain things that are recognized that they need to be switched, flipped, or adjusted. But, there's this awareness that somebody could, or more people could be being prepared and creating a momentum and moving forward with what they feel they're purposeful or passionate about. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And they could be making aligned choices when it comes to certain difficult dynamics, and be ready to receive what it is that they're truly meant to be, okay, while looking at things from a different perspective and surrendering in to different modes of healing, okay, and moving forward more successfully when it comes to the pain that had been experienced. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's see what else here. We're gonna pull this one. I've got this stack right here where I was kind of like guided to pull them in this order, so let's see what happens. But we have the 9 of Wands and then Patience right there. So this could be something that you know, could have been holding your ground for and navigating through in a way where you're creating your environment, you know what you're needing to put into different situations and when. And you could be really getting to a more nurturing dynamic when it comes to what it is that you're wanting to express, or what type of message that you have within you, okay, what you feel is truly important, not only for yourself but for others. I have a chapter in my book that like explains my outlook of, you know, the Bible, and how I'm supposed to be, you know, reading this and being able to be open to it based on, you know, what's really said and what's gone into it and everything like that, you know. But I had like a super wild experience that really kind of shook me up in a way, and gave me a greater perspective of, you know, how to take this knowledge in you, okay? And if you're looking at things in a negative, then you're only going to focus on all the horrible things that there are, but you won't see the lesson within there, you know? So if you look at things from the outlook of love, and, you know, wanting the purest and, you know, highest form of expression, then you could see how certain situations, you know, could have been set up in different ways for that awareness to be formed. But anyway, let's keep going. We got the Hermit right here. So you could have been really taking some time to go inward and get to a greater sense of what is important, and could be getting to the position of strength within yourself, and the courage to express yourself openly, okay? Moving into you know, a new beginning with a more lighthearted and carefree outlook. You could be addressing different painful dynamics and moving forward in a way. This is funny because I haven't seen the Star card in a while. So we got the Ace of Wands and the Star. So it's like you could be moving forward in a way that is passionate and purposeful, and really giving you a greater sense of hope, and knowing you're helping you to elevate, and you know, kind of showing you that you can move forward towards what your true dreams and wishes and desires are. Okay. Oh, look at that's funny. You could be moving forward, you know, to create your true desired foundation and really embrace what it is that you feel would be abundant in your life. Okay. So we got the 4 and the Ace of Pentacles right there, and the 6 of Swords. So, yeah, it's like you could be moving forward more intentionally. Oh, look at that. That's so funny. Chariot right here. That's pretty much what that card means. So that's why I'm laughing. Anyway, so you could be like, you know, really using your will, to move forward more intentionally on your divine path. And moving in a way that is healing your inner child, getting you back to joy, innocence, and you know, a true soul connection. Okay. I don't know why these are up here. Okay, I don't know. But we got the Hierophant, the Page of Swords, the Queen of Wands, Temperance, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so yeah, as you move forward, you will be, you know, aligning in a way where you've learned what you needed to learn in order to really spread your wings in a way and express yourself openly and truthfully. You could be really creating the environment, having the discernment and the wisdom with what it is that you're wanting to embrace, embody, and you know, kind of move forward towards or magnetize in your life. And we got the Emperor in the World. You can be ready to really move forward towards a new beginning. And you know what's funny? I totally forgot, but I had like this was like a message for the world before I did this reading. I had that in my head or whatever. So somebody could be really ready to express themselves openly and directly, not only for themselves but for others, and you know, making major shifts, moving into new beginnings, shifting cycles, and releasing themselves from, you know, past scenarios, okay? In a more healed way. We got 4-4 right here, 4 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. So, you know, somebody could be really moving forward in a way that is healed, and also knowing what it is that they're wanting to put their efforts and plans towards, you know, what they're receiving back in return in this way, and you know, really embodying the true strength and power that they know they have within them. We got the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Somebody's moving into a much more celebratory and fulfilled state emotionally within themselves, within their family, their home, and the relationships. Okay. And oh, look at that. We got the Sun card. Okay, so somebody could be really embracing a more positive outcome coming in. All right, what else do we need to know? Whoa. Okay, let's see. This one. Oops. Oh, cool. 10 of Swords in reverse. So it's like somebody could be really releasing themselves from negativity and pain and moving in more intentionally towards their true alignment, and, you know, being receptive of the awakening that they could be, you know, needing to, or having been needing to acknowledge while dealing with different conflict. Okay. There could be some type of love offer in some type of way. And this could be what it is that you've been waiting for, what you have been leveling up and mastering yourself for, and what you're wanting to dedicate yourself to. Ooh, okay. There could be some type of communications. So communication. Somebody might be having some issues talking maybe a little bit. But, so there could be some type of movement or communication. Oh, that's the truth. With the truth towards a new beginning. Somebody could be feeling secure with the position that they're moving forward towards, knowing this is a major shift and change, but it is much more emotionally fulfilling, not only for themselves, but who it is that they're wanting to devote themselves to. Okay. And they could be, you know, recognizing and acknowledging a major transformation that has gone on, while opening up to what it is that they feel would be truly fulfilling, and walking away from the outlook that they felt, or the emotions that they felt that were leaving them in a position of lack, or what is it, like unsubstantial. Okay, we got 9-9 right there. Somebody could be a little stressed out, overthinking, and concerned about illusionary aspects, and how, like, missing out. But as they pay more attention to their intuition, they could be recognizing that they're moving forward into the next chapter with a greater sense of stability, and really receiving what it is that they're meant to. Okay, we got the Empress and the King of Pentacles right there. and the Magician. So it's like somebody could be recognizing that they're moving in a way where they're manifesting what they're truly meant to, and it's no longer a concern of like that FOMO, what's going on. Okay, we got the Six of Wands and the King of Swords. So somebody could be knowing what steps that they're needing to take to lead them towards success and you know, towards this true reciprocal energetic exchange. Okay. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been here for forever. Let's see. Whoop. The first time forever. Let's see. How long? 25 minutes. So I think I'm gonna do, if I could open this. There we go. I'm gonna do oh, that's funny. This could be regarding a reading that I was doing previously today, I think. So if you want to check out the one where it has a Knight of Wands coming out first. But at this point, somebody could be feeling like they're moving purposefully forward towards major shifts and changes in their life. Okay. And they're closing out cycles of pain and negativity, having learned what they needed to. Okay. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to pull from that Intuitive Kev's extra deck. Okay, it's an oracle, and I'm just going to put little piles right here. This one doesn't come out super intentionally, so I don't think we're going to get too many cards from here. But let me see. Whoop. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm gonna put those on the side for later. Let's see. This first one is it's funny. So this the Knight of Wands came out first again, so we could be definitely referring to this previous message from today. But let me see. Before I get started, well, I guess I can just talk about it. So we got the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody could be really feeling much more purposeful with a greater truth and clarity when it comes to moving forward in a way that they know is leading them to a new chapter and shift in their life. Okay. Somebody could be really adapting and changing as they go. And whoa. This could have been something that was like divinely guided, that someone could be really feeling that much more of a what's it called, like drive, okay, and a sense of determination. Whoops. You know, knowing where they're wanting to lead themselves. Okay, so let me see. I'm just gonna do these right here. All right, so yeah, somebody could be really shifting, changing, and adapting. Somebody could be recognizing that guilt, remorse, or regret had been interfering, intruding, hindering, or blocking them from the truth and the true balance that they had been, you know, desiring to have. But the scales are being balanced, and somebody could be recognizing how many different negative intentions that had been placed upon them in order to really kind of stop them from moving forward in a more loving way. Okay. And we got the Hermit again. Okay, someone could now know what is truly meaningful of what it is that they're wanting to receive and what they're wanting to express. And they could be more aware of manipulation and deception with, what it is that they are receiving energetically or in their environment, that they, when it comes to what they are wanting to receive of or move forward towards. Okay. Somebody could be knowing, what they're wanting to restrict themselves from as they move forward more intentionally on the path and into a more aligned environment for themselves. Okay, there could be some type of communication, movement, or action that could be really transformative. And there could be, major transformation when it comes to promiscuity, lust, pretentiousness, superficiality, and, being egotistical. Okay. So it's like there's, or trying to be competitive in different ways. Okay. So there could be major shifts in awarenesses and being more receptive of the information that's needing to be made aware of. Okay. So there's a greater sense of satisfaction within cooperative elements that are being presented when it comes to closing out painful cycles of negativity. And there could be a greater sense of stability within the discernment that is being made, where someone could be feeling much more content within themselves instead of allowing for the negativity and fear focused outlooks to be bringing them in a sense of dis-ease. Okay. And we got Gemini right here with adaptable. It's funny because the first card was adaptable and the last card is adaptable. So somebody could be really creating an awareness of how to shift with their, initiating towards things, and how to shift with, what they're closing out of. Let me see. Somebody could be shifting their communication, what it is that they are allowing energetically. They could be being more playful or lighthearted. And we have intellectual. I'm laughing because the next word was eloquent. So I'm like, so we got intellectual, almost did it again, and eloquent. Okay. Youthful and lively and versatile. Okay. So where somebody could have been nervous and tense, superficial and inconsistent, they could have been shifting into a more loving and lighthearted, energetic dynamic for themselves. Okay. Or this could be you or whoever. Take out resonates. But let's see what else we got over here. Oh yeah, this is the last. Okay, I felt like I was just feeling rushed. Okay, so there could be epiphanies that are being formed. Okay. And somebody could be recognizing the instability or negativity that had been being embraced previously. They could be wanting to move in a much more sweet, compassionate, and innocent way when it comes to God. Okay, they could be wanting to be more vulnerable and take action in a way that is, emulating and let me see, like in embodying this energy. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Okay. And let's see. Somebody could be wanting to initiate towards healing from negativity, spell work, black magic, curses, and hexes. And this is the second time the word hex came out in this poll. Okay, so somebody could be really feeling how they could be feeling how they might be having an energetic feeling within them of being marked for a certain thing, and they could be healing themselves through this, okay? Initiating in a way that is allowing for release of this energetically, and being able to really kind of move forward from the negativity others had been putting upon them, okay? There could have been toxic, harmful, poisonous, and chaotic magic that had been placed upon somebody, and there's a greater sense of confidence within leading away from this, okay? Somebody has work that is needing to be done, that is not only for themselves but for the world, okay? This is the second confirmation of a worldly message right now, okay? So it's like energetically there is a larger perspective that's needing to be embraced to recognize the importance of you know, healing and leading yourself in this way, okay? There could have been narcissistic tendencies that someone could have been being surrounded by, and they could be wanting to move forward in a way that is that they're more desiring of, okay? They could have been dealing with the outlook of lack, poverty, struggle, or scarcity, but they're no longer wanting to open themselves up to that type of dynamic, okay? They could be learning certain things that are allowing them to release themselves from the negative gameplay, okay? And they could be getting to a greater emotional and intuitive awareness or understanding, okay? Recognizing that there could be other people, you know, kind of like hidden figures that are trying to block them from their true abundance. All right. We have disingenuous, pretender, fake, false. Okay. So there could be like false energies presenting themselves that is there to create a sense of doubt or insecurity when it comes to what you feel that you are meant to do, and you know, what energy you're, you know, how you're meant to express yourself, or what you're meant to form and create, okay? It's like I saw this like a while back where it was like this image of a bull like scratching the floor before it like runs, right? And so it's like somebody's, you know, having the confidence within themselves, the strength, the motivation, the ability, the determination to achieve what it is that they're desiring of. But like the scratching of the dirt beforehand, like it kind of caught my attention, where I'm like, why is it that they really do that anyway, you know? But to understand the sense of determination, or, you know, precognitive awareness, is like they scratch the ground because they know that they're wanting to get a good footing before they launch themselves forward instead of slipping, you know? So it's like this like premeditated action where they have their eye set on what it is that they're wanting to go forward towards, and they're not wanting to have anything get in the way of their success in this moment, you know? So there could be people who are really trying to or could have been trying to really stop this from the true destined position, okay? And look what we got. Yikes. We have impersonation, group association, cult, coven, dirt digging, invasive, and nosy. So there could be people who are really kind of trying to take away and energetically create, like I was saying earlier, the chaos in your life, okay? But there's a need to be fearless, move forward independently, maintain your strength, okay? And don't really let other people know your moves, basically. Like, just keep working how you're working, I guess, whatever way that is, you know? And at this point, you could be getting to a more confident position with what it is that you are embodying in your life and what you're actively moving forward towards. Okay, it says you have the power, empowerment. Okay, as you move forward in a more, you know, fearless way, you could be really creating with the knowledge and the strength that you have, and also creating the bonds that you know that you're meant to be having as well. So there could be a need to release yourself from abandonment wounds or issues, when it's like, you know, is it really a bad thing when you are, you know, no longer associating with the wrong people, you know what I mean? Like, if it's like, if somebody is like bringing negativity into your life in whatever way, like they're taking away from you. So like negativity is literally taking away from the positive that's there, you know? So if you feel like that's the only way, then you're going to be stuck in that type of dynamic. But if you release yourself knowing that there's other people that could be adding to the positivity in your life, you won't be stuck in a way where you feel that this is just the way things are, you know? So you could be moving forward in a more intentional way, okay? And, you know, really kind of knowing what it is that you can point it out when you see it. You're calling certain truths and awarenesses when it comes to other people's falsities and deceptions. And you can be moving forward in a way, you know, creating a more healed dynamic within you. Okay, so, whoop, I guess I'll read these. You could be recognizing what type of obligations or commitments or contracts you formed with people, third parties, or, you know, group dynamics with people who are having the intention to bring negativity into your life, like I said. But you could be having victory, success, and really getting to your desired position when it comes to these, you know, other people's negative intentions. Okay. All right. And so just kind of embrace this, you know, feeling of joy and bliss right here, contentment, happiness, and gratitude. Look at that. You're moving into a much more abundant and fortunate position. Lucky, good luck. And you have your light team and guides surrounding you as you go. Okay, however alone you might be feeling, you are safe, secure, and guarded, and you just need to pay attention to your intuition and the signs that you're seeing in order to navigate away from manipulation. And oh, look at, I just I was looking at this one that says manipulation. This one says emotional manipulation. So we got mind games and emotional manipulation, and what has been trying to bind you from receiving what you're truly meant to have come in. Okay, so you'd be definitely getting the signs that you're needing to. Okay, and embracing the, like, your position in a way where you are able to create and manifest and like utilize the resources of the earth type of thing, you know, to, or the signs of the earth to guide yourself, and you can be moving into a much more peaceful, calm, and harmonious position for yourself. Okay. Just be cautious of people who are false, okay, or different offers in situations that are trying to take away from you, or even, you know, take what's meant for you, or, you know, create, let me see, like decoy type of offers, like read the fine print type of scenario of what it is that you're opening yourself up to. But get ready to really receive as well a true gift in your life. Okay. And but there also could be a lot of different illusionary aspects that are being presented to you as well. So you need to maintain your awareness energetically. Okay. You could be, you know, you could be different and set apart from the crowd, but you also need to really embrace the strength and the power that you have within you. Okay, it could have been something that you're avoiding out of fear. But at this point, it's something that you need to kind of embrace as a truth within you and really embody this as a greater strength instead of something that you should be discouraging within yourself. Okay, so it's like with the Scorpio card right here, it's like if the scorpion didn't use its stinger, you know, like what would be the point of having it, right? You know, so I'm sure everyone else would appreciate it. But you know, with what's needing to be done by you in any given moment is, you know, needing for you to utilize your strengths, right? So but there's a need to be balanced within this. Okay. And let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. So the running from it, basically, you could be shocked by what you had been kind of like keeping from yourself or taking away or stealing from your own highest good, I guess, right? Oh, wow. And you could, you know, you could be really kind of needing to recognize that you have a position of really being able to assist others and like to play to your strengths in that way would be really creating a more loving environment, not only for yourself, but for others. Okay. And it could be, you know, you could also been recognizing how you'd been really taking away from your true masculine energetic expression and from unconditional love. Okay, so interesting. Listening to other people's negativity and lies could have been bringing in you know, a victim mentality, but when you utilize your authority with the knowledge that you've gained, you know, you could be really kind of getting to a much more confident position with what you know that you are creating and forming and opening yourself up to. Okay, I feel like these cards are getting mixed in. Let's see. No bold ones in here. Okay. Alright. Let me see what's on the bottom of this. I don't know. Did I already go through it? I think I might have. Okay, yeah, the King of Swords, Six of Wands, Four of Cups. I don't think I did I? No, that was the other one probably. So you could be getting to a position where you know you're moving into a greater sense of success. You know what you're not wanting to open yourself up to, and you know how it is that you're wanting to express yourself emotionally when it comes to conflict in a way that's bringing you to a greater fulfillment emotionally within yourself and within your relationships, your home, and your environment. Okay. You could be having certain concerns when it comes to expressing yourself and making certain difficult decisions, but as you navigate in a way more intentionally, you can be recognizing the strength that you have within yourself. Okay, so okay. I know I was saying stuff, so hopefully this helped in some type of way, but it's like there's a lot of opinions that are going on right now, but there's a lot of there's a need to recognize the awareness of intent and energetic, you know, like outlook, and like the way that you are perceiving a situation is based on the emotions that you are carrying at any given moment, you know. So when you're looking when you're looking at things in a way that is you know, obviously if it's focused on the negative outlooks, then that's all you're going to be able to see, you know. But if you're looking at things from a higher perspective, you can see the negative, you can see the positive, but you can also see the bigger picture, you know. So anyway, I think there's a lot of that going on, so hopefully this is finding who it needs to find in certain ways. I don't know if I already said this or not, because I've been, like I said, having this conversation with people about the Bible and all these different things, but like, I was like, this video came up after these other conversations, and the person who was expressing themselves was like, every word that came out of their mouth, felt like it was like this like thump to my chest, and like almost just like this like right underneath my heart, where it was like, you know, like, I don't know, somebody like palming you or whatever, you know, and just like trying to make you uncomfortable in some type of way. And well, I almost said a joke and I kept it to myself, but so like but it was like really uncomfortable, because I'm like, I want to be able to hear what this person has to say, but the whole time it was like this like energetic attack, you know, and I'm like, I don't, you know, I don't want to put myself through this, you know. So when you can see that someone is closed off emotionally in different ways, where they're not even allowing for that greater truth, then it's kind of hard to be able to have a you know, open or collective or, you know, back and forth discussion. And the way that this person was talking was taking everything out of context and you know, putting it in this hateful propaganda, you know, induced type of outlook, you know. So it was really kind of frustrating, because it's like, how are you supposed to even have a debate or a discussion, you know? So anyway, there could be a lot of that going on, and if you're seeing this, then hopefully it's helpful in some type of way. But I'm feeling like I should probably read like at least a little part of the chapter of the message that I had. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. How long we've been here? 51 minutes. I think I could do it. I'm not gonna renew my prescription right now though. Crap. Hopefully I can print this up. Let me see. Background music. Okay, so let me see. This was the first part where I kind of like, this sounds like wild. I don't know if I should read the whole thing. But I ended up like astral projecting accidentally for the first time type of thing. And it says, I'm just going to read this part right here, okay? Although I know I was just in my room, lying in bed, I found myself floating in space, taking in the sights, seeing what looked like beautiful pink clouds in space. I became aware that I was floating peacefully amongst and within the most gorgeous view of the stars, while simultaneously finding myself saying, if this is what it's like to be with God, then count me in. And then at that very moment, this entity jumped out and was like, no, and I'm not reading this part, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what happened. And then I said, I had no idea what it was or what the problem was, but I prayed and I said, please, dear Lord, save me. So that was like when I'm looking back now, that's just a little minute part. I'm going to keep going. But, when looking back, cause this was like 15 plus years ago or something like that at this point, but like, oh my gosh, it was so long ago, actually, more than that probably. Anyway, so I realize now that was like this like jumping out energetically with this, you know, I don't know what it was, whatever, you know, this whole concept was like to have me make my statement known of what I needed to know for a instant connection with God in like a time of struggle or in a time of need or whatever. And I could barely put that out right there, like speak correctly, but anyway, so it was like, instead of just experiencing the goodness, it was like I was also seeing the safety that I was immersed within at that point energetically. Okay, so anyway, I said I blinked my eyes and I was back in my room. I had no idea what occurred or what to think of it. I closed my eyes and went to sleep, even though I questioned if I was already asleep or not prior. All I knew was that I had made a connection with and a decision towards God. Okay, so then I had this other time. Okay, so This one, okay, this is the one where it led me to start to read the Bible, okay? And this was like something that I found was like important within you know, my awareness. Like this had happened a couple weeks later after this first experience, but I was still trying to decipher, you know, what to think of the whole experience and where to go from there, you know. But it says, I had many experiences prior to this new understanding, which I disregarded and did not take as seriously as I should have. Looking back now, if I'd only believed my intuition, my awakening could have progressed much sooner. In the earlier years of our relationship prior to this understanding, my family and I had been living in a fairly small apartment when we decided rather quickly to pick up and move to a larger house in a different city. The choice seemed like it was made for us, and within a brief period of time, our life was completely changed. Shortly before the move, I had a few experiences that, although I knew the importance of, I still had no idea what to do with my newfound outlook. The first one that occurred is the time that I was unable to go to sleep because of my then husband's sleep apnea. Although I know I was just in my room. Hold on a sec. No, that was the first one. Whoops. That was the beginning of the other one. We're going to skip ahead now. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. A short while later, I had another experience, but this time I was not having to question whether I was awake or not. At this time in my life, around 2010, I had been plagued by the whole 2012 Mayan end of the world prophecy, okay, in quotes. I had been researching every possible end time scenario. I didn't know it at the time, but my research was really the best way to combat the constant displeasure and stress of the upcoming unknown scenario in my life. As my therapist would say, and that's a joke, but I just put that in there. But anyway, so I learned all about the tectonic plates and fault lines, impending asteroids, cultural and old world prophecies, climate change, gravitational shifts, magnetic shifts, planetary shifts, the list goes on. I'm sure you can imagine my frazzled persona, but I kept my cool and dealt with my day by day, all the while imagining how many kids I could strap in my back and how many I could fit in my arms while running away from collapsing trenches and liquid hot magma erupting all around me. I kept my cool. Yar! Yeah. What? Hold on. What? Shh, I don't know, dude. What are you talking about? Crazy girl. I gotta check the weather really quick. Hold on. Let me see, honey. Anyway. Let's check the weather. Tomorrow. Anyway, I'll give you guys a little break to, let's see. Thursday. It'll be 59. I don't think she can even hear me. Anyway. So, let's go on to this next chapter real quick, huh? Alright, so I kept my cool. One day, within a few weeks of the first experience, I was overcome by the stress of an old high school acquaintance at the time being in a coma. I tried to pass the time by watching the news. Big mistake. Death, died. Explosion, plague, terror. What deadly food do you have in your mouth right now? News at 11. It was too much for me to take. I fell down to the floor with my head on my couch asking what type of God would allow such atrocities to occur? How could all of this be happening if God only wants love? How could he be okay with so much pain? I sobbed and cried, then my mind went blank. It felt strange, with no sense of feeling since I had been so encumbered prior. A voice, not unlike my own, but sure and to the point, said, "Get a glass of water." Excuse me. I could use a glass of water right now. I looked around and quietly obeyed. I went to my kitchen, grabbed a glass, and filled it with water from the sink. This was in 2010, okay? But anyway, when I returned to my living room, I noticed the little ant had hitched a ride. I was about to flick it off and hesitated. I shook my arm. He held on tighter. I blew on my arm. He grabbed onto my arm hair and blew as he blew in the air. I put my finger down for him to climb up on, and he ran away in fear of my intervention. I began to see that God was giving me a view of what it's like from his perspective. I feel like I should read that again. But you can rewind it if you want to. But anyway, yeah, I shook my arm. He held on tighter, blew on my arm. He grabbed on, to the arm hair flying in the wind. Anyway, So it's like every single thing I was doing, this little ant was like, run away, you know? Anyway, so I had seen where the ant, okay, so I began to see that God was giving me a view of what it's like from his perspective. I had seen, hey, oh, I thought he was like puking on my bed. So anyway, I had seen where the ant had come from, where he was going, and any obstacles along the way. With that sense of knowing, the fear from uncertainty was diminished, and I had a sense of ease in regard to this ant's potential path. With my arm being the body of God, I was able to get a sense of how God feels about us. We are a part of him, living among him, and are with him every step of our journey, no matter what comes to pass. He is there to assist when we call upon him, but will not push his will upon us. When he does intend to assist in what we call a divine intervention, we are unable to understand what is happening and are often shocked by the turn of events that unfold in front of us. This small example of symbolism had a profound effect on my viewpoint and mentality, and even though I was put to ease, hey, get the cat! Come on.
Where's Dad?
He's at your house, at his house. You're talking about Tracy. Call him. I'm doing a reading right now. Lana, I'm doing a reading right now. I don't know. I doubt it. He already said he wasn't doing that.
But for everyone.
Anyway, let me see. Hey, JJ. This small example of symbolism had a profound effect on my viewpoint. 59 degrees! 5'9". Not telling you. And even though I was put to ease, I'm in the middle of a reading. Dick. Oh my god, dude. Why does she care? She's in the shower right now asking about what the temperature is going to be in 2 days. Anyway. Oh my gosh. This small example of symbolism. I'm not saying anything. No. 59. 61. I'm so sorry for yelling right now. Oh, as loud as I can. Anyway, I was put. This small example of symbolism had a profound effect on my viewpoint and mentality, and even though I was put to ease by this new understanding, I needed a moment to take it all in. I went out to my balcony for a bit of fresh air. What are we talking about again? Oh my gosh, these kids. When I came back inside, my apartment seemed dimly lit, aside from a bright red Bible that had been on my bookshelf for years. I grabbed the book, but quickly realized I had no idea where to start, aside from the beginning, which seemed extremely daunting. To my left, I looked over and saw a book I had purchased for my ex and myself about anger and forgiveness. Not knowing the exact contents of the book, besides what was described on the title page, I opened the book and turned to a random page. The page was all about starting your path on your newfound journey towards God. Every word on that page was informing me the answers to all my current questions and guiding me to the best page to turn to in the Bible as a new believer. Book of John, chapter 1, verse 1. I could not believe what was happening in front of my eyes, but I was so happy to see it. I read as much as I could for months and months, filtering through all the different translations and comparing notes. I could not get enough and wanted to find out as much as I could wrap my head around. Okay, sorry if this is taking forever, but it's getting somewhere, okay? Okay, so this also happened to be the time when my family was making a big move to a new city. My husband confirmed my unsaid feelings when he said he felt this move was guided by God. Although I felt these situations in my change in direction were guided by the hand of God, I still did not know what to do with this latest information. I read and read, we moved, I read and read and read and read. After the move, I would be in our new home, studying as much as I could, when I came upon the question of, how can I believe these tall tales? Men had authored stories for millennia, we become immersed in these worlds. How could I just allow myself to believe these biblical stories with no question at this point? One day I gained the answer that would leave me with no need to question anymore. I was sitting on the toilet in the bathroom, not doing anything, just watching my daughter play in her bath when I began to feel as though my legs had fallen asleep. Tingling sensation and numbness began to set in. I started to readjust my legs in order to get the feeling back when I noticed that it felt like hands were pulling me down. The way The way I explain the feeling is much the same as the way it feels when you're about to fall asleep and you feel like you're flying or falling out of your body. In this instance, I felt like hands were pulling me down. I got up in order to fix my circulation when I realized that the pulling intensified greatly. My inner being felt as if it was being pulled out of me and into the depths of the earth. I had to hold on to the wall in order to keep myself from falling. I found myself cursing every word and was unable to even form a full sentence. I looked at my young daughter and found my love for her, the first good thing I was able to express during this attack. I repeated to myself, I love you, I love you, I love you, until I was able to start fully contemplating what was going on. And I was saying, I repeated myself, I love you, to her. Okay, so I was like seeing her and I was like, I love you. And then I was, okay, so moving forward. I read it wrong. I was unable to think. I wasn't able to say anything good, and I couldn't remember what you're supposed to proclaim when you're in need of a divine assistance. I started to list off the facts I knew of Jesus, the way to God. Jesus was the firstborn son. He gave his life to save us all. What am I supposed to say? Hold on, Autumn. I'm in the middle of something. What am I supposed to say? As I looked in the mirror with my pupils and iris solid black and hair like straw shooting out of my head, I finally remembered the key phrase, please, dear Lord, save me. As quickly as I spewed that sentence out, my eyes went back to normal and a light beamed out from within me that seemed to exceed the size of my house. I had never felt such peace and love, and I knew that no matter what the story or who it may have been written by, I was never to question the difference between good and evil, light and dark, up and down. Just like a spectrum, there are two sides to everything. There is a difference, and the difference is real. It all has to do with your alignment with God or without. Although the book is hard to swallow sometimes, the basic message is clear and true. Choose God, and Jesus is the way. Okay, so my God, impatient much? Anyways, there's that. So like I've really like found the strength within calling upon Jesus in times of difficulty in an energetic way, and really kind of stand by that, and with the recognition of the energetic amount of healing and true love and positive expression that energetic entity in that way is embodying, and has presented the way for each person to gain that same embodiment of that light and that love as well. So it's like when Jesus is saying, I am the way to God, and nobody can go through to the Father except through me. Like those are like quotes he's saying for each person to embody for themselves in their own truth. And when you know that it's through each person individually, accepting God is the only way that they can get into the kingdom of God, So it's like, instead of it being like accepting, not just accepting God, but accepting that you yourself are a part of God and are meant to be embodying and expressing in the highest divine way, in the way that you are truly aligned, in order to, express the divine energy, not only for yourself, but to elevate the earth. Okay. Excuse me. Confirmation. But, there's a need to recognize that there's like a pledge that each person is meant to be really, embracing for themselves, knowing that they are knowing where the line is, drawing the line themselves, and knowing what side they're wanting to be placing themselves upon. Okay, so instead of looking and scrutinizing all the negative and seeing things out of context, there's a need to really embrace the deeper meaning, the truer understanding, in a more loving dynamic with what? Why is that so expensive? You need to get a coupon on there. What is this from? No, don't order it through there. Go through the app.
I don't have the app.
Okay.
And Dad said he would buy it.
Here, use my app. So, anyway. So, like, Delivery. Uh-oh, log in first. Hold on. Delivery. Log in. Anyway, so I guess I'm gonna go now. So from the highest perspective, knowing that, if God is everything, then who are you to say that you are not part of everything, So what kind
How do I cancel
of
it?
ego is that? How do you cancel it? Anyway, just joking with the ego thing. Anyway, no egos involved. But no, like every person is a part of God. It's just a matter of aligning with the truth and expressing in the truly divine way through love and light. Okay, have a good one. Talk to you later.